joined by James Wilson, CEO of Alchemy Resources. James, thanks for your time.
Thanks, David.
Last time we spoke, it was all about gold. Development of an interesting gold project that was developing nicely, but in the last few days, the attention's turned to lithium.
That's right. We've been very, very fortunate and very humbled by the response by investors. Probably a few weeks ago, we started looking at the lithium numbers. We sit immediately south, about 8 kilometres south of Global Lithium's Mana deposit. We started checking out our own data and discovered a pile of geochemical data that had never been really looked at or mined for that lithium data before, and we were pleasantly surprised when we pulled it up on the screen. So yeah, it's been a good run.
What did it show you?
Well, we've got probably 7 kilometres by 1 kilometre's worth of anomalism right up to our tenement boundary with the Global Lithium guys. It shows that we've got multiple lithium anomalies along just that trend alone, as well as multiple other anomalies at Roe Hills off to the west. So big areas to test, lots of work to do, boots on ground, still yet to go and do. And yeah, it's as a result of a drill rig breakdown on looking for the gold, our geologists went for a walk to test those anomalies on foot and found a kilometre's worth of pegmatite sitting out on the surface. So never ever been mapped by the Geological Survey of Western Australia, mapped as Mayfix in fact, and it just goes to show you, sort of ground truthing these things can yield anything overnight, and very, very pleasantly surprised.
Where to from here? What's the program? How do you develop out this lithium opportunity?
Well, lithium's very difficult to look for. It's sort of not really one of those things that responds to geophysics or some of the traditional techniques that we use in gold. So it's down to doing detailed soil geochemistry on foot, mapping, structural analysis, and then we'll look at sort of getting in there and getting the rig in there to go and drill these things. But we want to fully understand it. As far as our learning curve goes, we found these pegmatites, sort of 10 days ago. So the learning curve's exponential since then. We know how to do it. It's just a matter of trying to be able to deploy that and get the right teams on ground to go and fill in the blanks in that data.
Do you think you've piqued the interest of your neighbours?
A little bit. We're still learning about it ourselves, and we maybe look at a broader regional play. There's granites that are 50 kilometres long within our tenure, and I'm sure that everybody's looking all around those particular granites as well. As a gold geologist, you look at a granite, you walk in the opposite direction. So this ground has never been explored for lithium in its history. And I'm sure that's piqued the interest of everybody in the region because this is effectively, a new belt off to the east, from the other sort of traditional lithium guys that have been discovered nearby. So very interesting.
And from an infrastructure point of view, how well endowed is the area?
Oh, well, everybody would know about the supply issue that we had from South Australia when the railway broke down. Well, that railway goes right the way through the middle of our ground. So we've got 3G internet access the whole way with Telstra. The Transaccess Railway and Transaccess Road bisects our property. We've got an active mine site with the Silver Lake guys at the Aldous mining operations that bisects our property all the way through. We've got roads everywhere. You can land the space shuttle on it. It's fantastic. It's perfect in terms of exploring for a new commodity at this present time. You couldn't wish for better access.
And funding? What does funding look like?
Well, it doesn't really cost much to actually do all the geochem. So currently Alchemy's got sort of circa $2.5 million in the bank. We can afford to do this. We can afford to do dual stream gold and lithium exploration at the same time. Obviously, down the track, explorers are consumers rather than producers of cash. So, we'll look at probably seeing where things go and what position we are in to be more aggressive and look to sort of entertain investors then.
You've clearly excited the market with your lithium find. Strong news flow ahead, well funded. Let's hope the excitement continues. Looking forward to following the story. James, thanks for your time.
Thanks, David. Much appreciated.